Hi everyone, thank you for watching Science Bites with Archana. I'm sorry it took so long to get this episode together, but here it is. The oceans have been struggling with plastic pollution and global warming, but hidden beneath the surface of the ocean is one other serious problem. Scientists are calling areas that are running out of oxygen in the ocean dead zones. Dead zones can be deadly. They refer to areas that have too little oxygen to support life. You can think of them as we have over 500 dead zones now, everywhere. And it's not just the number of dead zones that have increased. The dead zones have also increased in size and severity. Now, if not occurring naturally, they are caused by significant nutrient pollution, usually due to runoff from agriculture or sewage. You have these excessive nutrients, they trigger the growth of some organisms over the others. In most cases, we have blooms of algae that occur in the ocean. And what these algae do is they tend to consume oxygen rapidly and they grow very fast as well, because of which they block sunlight for underwater plants. And they also, because of the rapid consumption of the oxygen, there's less oxygen available for other animals. So what happens is animals, either like crabs, shrimp, or fish, the ones that can move, mobile, usually move away to parts of the ocean that have higher oxygen concentrations. But the ones that cannot or continue to stay, usually scientists have noticed that there are changes that occur in their performance, in their growth and survival. For instance, there's an Atlantic croaker fish which because of staying in these low or depleted oxygen concentration waters, developed reproductive organs that were similar to the testes rather than the ovaries. Until recently, the Gulf of Mexico was considered to be the world's largest dead zone. But now, the Gulf of Oman extending into the Arabian Sea, which is approximately the size of Washington State in the US, is considered to be the largest dead zone. There are benefits to restore these dead zones, economic benefits to them, and there are also benefits in preventing and mitigating these dead zones or creating new ones. Some reports have shown that the US has been pumping up to $80 billion into the restoration of the Gulf of Mexico. Another report suggested that there's an assured 20% increase in the catch rate when a dead zone is restored. So, in order to prevent the creation of new ones, I think the most important thing that we need to do is to make sure that these excessive nutrients that are being discharged are actually retained on land, so they don't reach the oceans. To do this, ideally, we would need to tackle the two areas that I mentioned before, which is agriculture and sewage. So for sewage, we've got to look at upgrading sewage treatment facilities. And as far as agriculture is concerned, we need to look at better farming practices, less fertilizer, extensive irrigation, those sort of things. Above all, there are other economic benefits as well that we have not yet looked at. And for instance, the ocean serves as a carbon sink. It absorbs carbon dioxide, which would otherwise be released to the atmosphere. And when the ocean actually loses some of its potential because of the creation of dead zones, we actually lose the capacity to absorb this carbon dioxide as well. So these are the reasons why it's important for us to focus our attention on dead zones and look for ways to prevent the creation of new ones. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, healthy, and I'll stay in touch.